Hello everyone, we are Section 9, Team 3, and here is our final group project, and our topic is Finland.
Our video first introduces Finland's vulnerability and opportunities. Then, we'll talk about Finland's history and future. In this part, we'll mention the Finnish history of fossil fuel burning. We'll also compare their greenhouse gas emission with global emissions. Furthermore, we'll talk about Finland's political platform and how Finland took action to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. At the beginning, we have a video for you. It will show you the Finnish physical landscape, the natural environment, and lifestyle.
Finland's soil is non-resistant of acid because of its low concentration of calcium. The soil cannot neutralize acidification by itself, decreasing the pH of the soil caused by the uptake of acid-containing compounds such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, caused by human activities. Soil acidification affects the crop production and growth of forest areas seriously. Acidic soils cause significant loss in production, restricting crop and pasture choice. Because of the acidification of soil, it puts Finland's economic and environment in danger. The opportunity of Finland is now soil acidification is controlled by effective policy management of emission. It benefits farmers and workers employed in the forest industry.
Here is Finland's second frontiers and opportunity. Due to the global temperature rise in the ice is meeting and expects seawater density increase, and Finland have to change the building's height. Also, the government should protect its nature hazards and it should pay more money. Also, it's an opportunity for the Finland's people because Finland is a fishing country and the people can catch more fish, and at the same time, also it's not good for the planters. People should give up this duct and for the whole food they can improve more fishing food.
Here's Finland's third vulnerability and opportunities. Due to increasing amount of greenhouse gas emission, precipitation is projected to increase and heavy rain events to intensify in Finland. Intensive precipitation in winter is likely to disrupt local plant growth and eventually damage crops. Excess rainfall may cause big impact on local farmers. On the other hand, the period of snow cover in northern Finland will shorten by more than amounts due to the warmer temperature. Shorter period of snow cover partly improved local ecosystem. More farmers in Finland began to focus on grazing and producing animal products.
My part is talking about the temperatures in Finland. Carbon dioxide and greenhouse effects make the continuous increasing temperature, and warmer temperature could increase the amount of water vapor that enters the atmosphere. The result is a hotter and humid environment. But fortunately, there are more and more people focus on fitness important because over the past 166 years, the average temperature in Finland has risen by more than 2 degrees. So there are more people in the society pay attention to this problem. So Finland is because Finland is located between the Atlantic Ocean and the continental Eurasian, which causes great variable in the country's weather. So the method allows the division of the time series into sections indicating main changes.
My part is vulnerability 5 of 25 and hazard massive greenhouse gas emission. The major greenhouse gas directly affected by human activities has increased by about 30% since the beginning of the pre-industrial era around 1750. Because of the combustion of fossil fuels and changes in land use practice. Exposure. Carbon dioxide is dangerous since it inhibits the blood's ability to carry oxygen to vital organs, such as the heart and the brain. Sensitivity. The annual changes of CO2 emissions of Finland were in some years 7 to 20% during 1990 to 2007. Tourist country of Finland. Ecological change. Humans searching the new energy instead of carbon energy. Global warming is a serious threat, but at the same time, it is also an opportunity to create a new business. Exposure because of carbon increase many species are in fear of extinction because of our destruction of their natural habitat. Prospect. To many people from other European countries, driving on traffic and the toll-free roads is a holiday in itself.
Finland's history and economy. In the Industrial Revolution, the small towns in the coastal areas flourished through translating with other countries. The income from tar and timber shipping accumulated capital for the first industrial plants. And after the Industrial Revolution, from the 1870s, pulp and paper based on wood fiber became major export items to the Russian market. In the period of global imperialism, Finland was part of Sweden until 1809, and after the period of global imperialism, it became an independent republic in 1970.
Before we are getting to the Finland's history of fossil fuel burning, we'll have a video for you. It shows the change of global carbon dioxide emission in the last 260 years. Here's a Finnish history of fossil fuel burning. When Finland gained independence in 1917, most of the timber fell annually from its forest was used as firewood. The use of wood for heating decreased rapidly, but its use in the forest industry did not start to grow until after the Second World War. The use of fossil fuel began to increase fast in the 1960s. The energy crisis of the 1970s clearly slowed down this growth and even brought it to a halt. But Finland still continues to be heavily dependent on fossil fuel. Finland's greenhouse gas emissions continue to decrease, while global greenhouse emissions have significantly increased. Here you can see the chart of the greenhouse gas emission. The left one is Finnish greenhouse gas emission, and the right one is the global carbon emissions.
This is the history of the differentiation for the Finland. Also, Finland cut down trains. Finland launched a lot of trains, and it's much bigger than trains that Finland cut down. Since the physical concern commodities, refreshing may help the reduce Finland's carbon footprint and make effect reduce scrap carbon dioxide.
And I'm going to talk about the Finland's dominant lifestyles, and our culture, income, food in daily life, and carbon footprint. And I'm paying attention to talking about the income. The average monthly salary for Finnish is 2,509 euros. It's higher than most countries in Europe. Finnish economy experienced business on the tertiary sector, which has higher payoff and low carbon dioxide emission.
Here, how does climate change affect vulnerable population? First, women, poor people, indigenous peoples, and old people, they all affect the vulnerable population. Women lack of independence and decision-making power constrain women's ability to adapt to climate change. Poor people, climate change hit the poorest people the hardest. Those living in small villages in northern Finland have the small resources. And for all people in Finland, 87% of those people over 65 years old have one or more chronic condition.
Hello everyone. Today I want to introduce Finland's Aboriginal people, Sami. The Sami are the only indigenous people of Scandinavia recognized and protected under the International Conventions of Indigenous Peoples, and are hence the northernmost indigenous people of Europe. That's the important reason that Sami is vulnerable than normal person, cause they are living in the northernmost. Traditionally, the Sami have pursued a variety of livelihoods, including coastal fishing, fur trapping, and sheep herding. Their best known means of livelihood is Sami nomadic reindeer herding. Currently, about 10% of the Sami are connected to reindeer herding, providing them with meat, fur, and transportation. Now, 2,800 Sami people are actively involved in herding on a full-time basis. Their life is dependent on primary industry, so Sami are extremely vulnerable to climate change.
Here is the trade-offs for the Finland. First one, Finland can cross cooperative tax. Second, they can single Toyota product. Also, they can build the product for tax for the Finland weather. At the same time, they can provide more health insurance. At last, they can provide more trees.
Change of political platform. The state of UNFCCC is mean Finland had a problem of emission that seeks international help. And current parent CPO is means Finland contributes great to global affairs. And Finland launched its national strategy for clean tech business and bioeconomy. And the goal is to double our clean tech business until 2020. Finland involved in UNFCCC. UNFCCC signature 4th June 1992 and ratification, acceptance, accession, approval, and succession 3 May 1996 and enter into force 1st August 1994. It means Finland signed the UNFCCC in 1992 and respective legislation was adopted in 1996. And 5 instances of Finland involvement. First, we separate to 3 times, 2000 and 2007, 2009. And involvement, the first as part of the Finnish national climate change strategy, the government of Finland launched in a pilot program on joint implementation and clean development mechanism. Second, Finland adopted the Bali roadmap. The roadmap is a set of forward-looking decisions that represent the work that needs to be done under various negotiation tracks that is essential to reaching a secure climate future. Third, Finland has explicitly associated themselves with the Copenhagen Accord.
In 2010, Denmark delivered a statement to UNFCCC. This statement is basically about the high vulnerability of Arctic regions due to climate change. And in 2015, Finland adopted the formal Climate Act for COP21. The new act under the EU's climate legislation sets an additional target for 2050.
Why Finland has engaged? Finland is very vulnerable to climate change. Since Finland is located near Arctic Ocean, it's very likely that their ecosystems suffer from decreasing snow cover and rising sea level. Finland has a history of deforestation and fossil fuel burning in the 20th century. And besides their own issues, Finnish government was willing to help developing countries on reducing emissions. The first recommendation our group gave to Finland is decreasing carbon emission. Because Finland has a quarter of its area extending north of the Arctic Circle, and the IPCC showed in its 5th assessment report that the Arctic region is especially vulnerable to the effects of climate change, so Finland should work hard to become carbon neutral. Our group's second recommendation for Finland is developing clean tech knowledge. Finland's clean tech is in the growth period. Clean tech not only provides more employment opportunities for Finnish, solve the problem for unemployed people, but also help other countries to achieve emission reductions. This is a win-win option. Our group's third recommendation of Finland is helping other developing countries. We recommend Finland keep supporting other developing countries because providing financial assistance to other countries can not only promote international relationships, but also help other countries to achieve emission reduction targets together.
Here is a cost-benefit analysis for Finland. Our first recommendation is to decrease carbon emissions. For the short term, substantial reduction in emission will indeed limit the plant's production capacity and reduce economic efficiency. However, for the long term, it can promote the development of new energy, which is helpful for long-term development of economic and environment. Our second recommendation is to develop clean tech. Nowadays, Finland's clean tech is in the growth period. Continuous investment in clean tech can promote clean tech to international market, can provide more employment opportunities for Finnish and increase the economic growth. Our third recommendation is to help other developing countries. Finland aims at contributing 80 million euros to the Green Climate Fund during 2015 to 2018. Obviously, the provision of large amounts of money to help other countries need to spend a lot of cost, time, and manpower, but nothing is more important than protecting the human environment. Decreasing carbon emission is benefit to the people of the world. Creating a low-emission, no global warming threatening environment is the obligation of all nations on Earth. Developing clean tech, providing more employment opportunities for Finnish, and also bring technical support for other countries, which is a good way to promote international relationship. And helping other developing countries can promote international relationship, and there's nothing is more important than protecting the human environment. In Finland, there are several groups of vulnerable people, such as old people, unemployed population, or indigenous people. Those vulnerable people need to be helped by either government or other charity funds in order to live. Among such great numbers of vulnerable people, it is a big pressure for Finland to afford extremely expensive public welfare at the time. However, when Finland takes action to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions by increasing carbon dioxide tax, their financial strain will be limited, as government can make more money from tax. Those vulnerable people do not have to worry about losing their current welfare. Furthermore, the restriction on the greenhouse gas emission will help lower the sea level. In the long term, Finland is partly located in the Arctic regions. Since most of the indigenous people work in the primary industry, lower sea level may reduce their risk of living.